even better for you. We also are going to be doing a true crime one. I'm not
But
super
that won't be
big.
until we're in person because I'm moving to Anna's state and city in like 3 months because her husband is also military and mine got stationed at the same place his did, so we get to actually be real life friends. So we'll be doing an in-person like video podcast streamed on Twitch and YouTube. Marcus, I'm gonna send you the thumbnail because I fixed it a little bit.
Better with
Would I
true
be
crime, rather.
because we're kind of live right now. Let me edit video.
I sent it to
Oh yeah,
you.
wait, I can't update. Okay. Yeah,
So, yes,
Okay.
Nini, you can definitely come and watch. I'm better with true crime. I have a little bit of history and law stuff, and things like that. I also like men who had a degree in psychology, so you know, just fun.
I do as well. My family's from law enforcement. I did criminal justice and got my almost associates in criminal justice, and then I worked for CPS. So,
high school, we actually had what we call CCAE classes, and one of those classes was a law class. And I ended up excelling to the point that I got into our Governor's Honor Society program. And to go through intensive interviews and all of the things. And I ended up actually not going all the way through for the governor's program, but I got an offer to Washington, D.C. to go intern and help with things around there. I did not take it because that was height of COVID. The girl was not trying to go out and get sick. Nobody has time for that. But oh my goodness, guys, my throat is parched. I actually don't have water. But yeah, Nini, that's for you. Love you. Love you, girl.
okay. I see you're live, Marcus. Are you making an announcement?
Yes, I'm just setting up the.
Let me follow you on YouTube as well, so that we're like little mutuals. Marcus 760. There you go. And then yeah, you can also link our YouTube in your announcement if you want to as well. The studio is so cute. Duke did so good. I'm so proud of him.
You know
For
what
that
I'm gonna
insight.
do too? Next time we go live, I want to script you guys like a camera angles, so you can just click it and boom, it'll pop up like you'll have like I don't know, however many angles you want, and then you can just click it and it'll change the angle on your screen. And
Oh hell yeah, that'd be awesome for Duke and Joker because they're kind of helping us with this Roblox portion of the podcast. Our husbands are gonna do like well, not really. They're just gonna sit silently in the background. But for the Roblox stuff, Duke and Joker thankfully are here to be our little helpers.
Okay.
On y'all, my husband is trained. He knows the angles. Don't worry.
Well, unfortunately for him, I'm gonna have a camera set up. So when we move, I'm gonna in our gaming room. It's gonna have like a little 2-seater couch, kind of like what is in here now, and then a little coffee table and some microphones, kind of how it is now set up. So it'll be super good. So I'll have like the camera set up and everything. Wanna be a billionaire. So what?
Wait a minute. I just found out you can do transitions on OBS. How you do that?
You do, they're really cool. I'm trusting Joker with like all the transitions and everything during this.
Wait, how did I do it?
Joker.
I don't know. But yeah,
photographer Duke.
Oh wait, let me
Joker.
the announcement real quick.
Dude, he's always getting yelled at. He looks like a little kid. His avatar.
Go to the corner. Go.
He's even standing there like a kid getting yelled at. I'm right. Oh no. Oh, there's no shift P in there. I was trying to take a cool little picture of Dookie at the computer. At the
Would I
wow,
be able
camera.
to copy the channel ID to like get the live thing? Cause you know how you can like, no.
What you mean?
How do you get like the link to the stage?
This stage?
Yeah.
You just send them the hold on, let me see. Create invite.
Cause you can make an
Just
invite, like a
copy it.
regular invite, but I
Yep, I'm
know
gonna
it's
send
like
it to you.
there's like there's a way to get a
Right there.
link. Is it this one? Oh,
S
link.
of A.
There we
Just want
go.
everybody
It's
to know
this
I
one.
went out and got us.
Yeah, we're out here with the homie Marcus 760. We out here talking about serious events that aren't even talked about here. What?
Roll
That's it.
plus
Go sit
deep
down. Go sit
dive
down. Go sit down. Go
podcast.
sit down. Go 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 sit down.
Duke, watch your mouth. Joe, go sit in the chair or the corner. I'm not trying to play these games with you. Ooh, wonderful,
LOL.
wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank y'all.
What was that giggle?
Don't. That was me enticing Joker because I know that he dislikes it. Quit. I need the little like slap hand, like, and it like ragdolls them across. Duke.
Alright.
Chat. You're good. Just
Hit
waiting
the
on you,
shout
Marcus.
out. We're live. We're good to go.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I think we was gonna dive right into the Unforgiven thing, right?
Yep, we did our case. We did our portion. All of this is on you as our keynote guest speaker.
All right, so pretty much, geez, where do I start? I want to say this issue kind of predates Unforgiven because this isn't the first time I've dealt with these kind of people infiltrating my community. However, I will say, like, Unforgiven is the first instance to where it's like gotten to this scale. So pretty much what had happened was I went on vacation in January and I ended up finding some very disturbing things about my developers or ex-developers. Now, the reason they became ex-developers is because they were eventually let go. I didn't think they were active enough for me, at that time that I needed them. So, they just, they did their own thing. We didn't see anything from Area, which he was our animator. And I think he brought in JB as another animator as well. Now, what I did not know is that these guys, I didn't know JB and Area could build or script. So that was kind of like a shock to me. And that was dope to see. I was like, okay, you guys got some tricks up your sleeve. However, like, the worst part about it is the kind of games they were making. Now, earlier we were, for the people that just now tuned in, when you go in the description and you go to check the channel when this full video is posted and edited, you guys will be able to see the previous topic, but it relates to this. And we spoke on condos and we spoke on, a lot of online dating themed games being front paged on Roblox, you know. And a lot of these games that you'll see on Roblox would just be like, 1, 2, 3 for 6. And it's just two regular avatars sitting on a bed, right? That's disgusting enough, especially with the little role play chats that they're doing and things like that. But what really disgusted me is that these guys like really took it up a notch. And basically, if I had to like put it in terms as safe for YouTube, uh, this was a full blown pornographic video game that was on Roblox. Now let me give you a little, as a Roblox developer and as someone that been with the platform for like 17 years, let me give you like a little insider on how these games survive and thrive on the platform. Now Roblox very much has access to our IPs, our billing information, our addresses, all of that. Us as developers, we now have access to ban all known alts through the game moderation system that Roblox provided us. So they're very much capable of seeing the new accounts coming from these people. I'm pretty sure there's a thing called system banning. You know, you can system ban somebody. You know, there's not a lot of things that's like really being taken, or actions that's being taken like really address these things full-handedly, but pretty much they get deleted because Roblox's moderation is completely ran off an AI. It's no longer real people doing this. The bot bans them, but then the bot isn't smart enough to know when the same thing gets uploaded, so they just make a new account under a group or whatever. You know, they have a group holder, they make a new account, they swap it out or make a new group, or they just keep uploading it. You know what I mean? And they delete them, they get re-uploaded, and it's the same thing. So how does these games work? They're kind of like a, I guess you can say a live session, right? So they call them SSUs in the roleplay community. I don't know what these guys call them, but in our community, what we would do in like as a role player, we would kind of like do a SSU, and that's a server startup, and we would announce like, hey guys, we're gonna join up, pull up to the server, and we're gonna be doing this event. Now with these condo games, you can only join during an SSU. Usually, like when we do SSUs, it's kind of like a notification, like, hey, you should check this out because we're doing this in game. You don't have to. That's up to you. You can still play the game whenever you want. But these condo games, you can only play them when they're when I guess you can say the predators are hosting them and overwatching these sessions. So how does that happen? They pretty much like kind of whitelisted you to a group. You get whitelisted to one of the various condo groups on Roblox. Today we're going to be talking about Unforgiven, but they had the same method. And when you got whitelisted to the group, you was able to join these places. Then when the SSU was down and the server was down, they would private the game from Roblox, which prevented you from reporting the game. So any reports that's made on the game that's privated automatically gets filtered out by the AI moderation system. So this is how they're bypassing all of the things put in place to stop this. There are things put in place, but again, these people are they're finding loopholes within the system. Now this Unforgiven community, like I said, they had a full-blown pornographic game. Like a lot of these condo games have a lot of sexual themes, but it's never to the point to where it's animated and 3D modeled and 3D textured genitalia. I'm talking about these guys had full-blown on animations. Not only did they have animations, they had what you call it? They had I guess you can say sex mechanics. You know? And what do I mean by that? Okay, well, anytime you created a new character, it was like a dice roll, and you had to pay money to make a new character. And upon making the new character, when your character got of a certain age, or I guess on playtime or whatever, you was able to see the size of your genitalia. So not only was they able to monetize the sexual things, but they was able to like take it to an extreme that was I had never seen before on Roblox. they had
Mm.
and let's touch back on the various size genitalia. They had even more role play in depth mechanics. Like for example, most if you guys ever play GTA roleplay servers, you have a thing called slash me, and slash me is pretty much like an action roleplay thing. So like you would do like slash me kill or puts a gun to his face, or slash me punches him in the mouth, whatever, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
These guys had automatic slash me's that would pop up in the chat based on the size of the genitalia. So if the genitalia was small, the girl in the girl participant, or not even the girl participant, because you know they had full blown LGBT, I guess you can say, Diddy parties in this game with multiple people involved. So I guess you can say the person on the receiving end would have different role play reactions, like, oh, it's too small, or oh, I don't know if I can take it. Like, it was that in depth.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we were talking about earlier too, was a lot of this could be prevented. Like these condo games, I personally have never been to one. I didn't find out about them until everything happened with like 9Q and all of them. I didn't find out about condos until then, when you guys were like discussing them and talking about, oh, like he's in these condo servers, he's in condo discords. I had no clue what it was. And then like y'all started talking about it, and from what I've heard was that they don't stay up long. Like the servers get shut down, the game gets shut down, but they just go and remake another one. And they have like Discord servers upon Discord servers, like for these condos. And like you were saying, that's how they host the SSUs, is through Discord. So like Roblox and Discord are obviously like working hand in hand together, with like no shame, right? But that's what we were saying earlier, is it would be more beneficial for Roblox to make people submit their games for approval, not for like based on like what the game is, what you do in the game necessarily, but like submit it for approval in terms of like somebody checking the game out, making sure there's no hidden scripts, making sure there is no you know, genitalia body types, things like that. And it can't be hard with the money that Roblox makes and the manpower and people that they can hire to work for them to sit there at their computer at home and go through all of these. Like, it can't be hard to do that. And I just feel like it's not something they actually want to do. Like, I feel like they're okay with that audience, and they're okay with them coming in the games, and they're okay with them making these games, and they pretend like, oh no, we watch everything, we're starting to filter more words. Like, you can't say name, you can't say the name, you can't say the word name in Roblox. I can't walk up to someone's roleplay character and be like, hey, what's your name? It gets tagged. Yet you can say a gazillion other things, and you can make all of these games, and that's okay. That's like Roblox's version of fixing things. Makes zero sense to me.
Yeah.
So I just want to touch on that. So I did a little bit of research into the condo games. And so pretty much how I've seen the pattern typically is a condo game will be created. Okay. This game does not stay up for long, as you said. But I just like this really pings onto the point of why games need approval before they're added in. What happens is by the time Roblox starts to get reports or getting monitored essentially on these games, by the time that happens, a new game is already created and transfers are already starting. People are already being transferred into this new server, etc., etc. You know, you're not there for long. And you know, it comes back to what you said, like, why aren't games having the proper time and approval and things like that? Currently, it's like, you know, what is Roblox actually doing? Because yes, fueling creativity is a big point. Like I said before, like it's what their platform is going for. But, you know, we need something. We need safeguards. We need all the things put in place so this crap doesn't get on the internet. Like, it's just gross. And if you truly get off to the inappropriate conduct taking place on Roblox, that's a personal problem. I think you need to get off of the platform. I think you need to go seek help. And really work on that, because that's weird. I mean, on either platform for that. On Discord, on Roblox, like, it's just not okay. And I just,
The further issue is Roblox cares more about the money they're making off of these game creators, because the more people that come in, the more money Roblox makes. The more these players discover other games. And they would rather continue to be a corporation, which is that's all corporations care about is money. That's why, nobody really wins any lawsuits with Roblox, because as we talked about earlier, it's the internet. The internet is such a hard place to actually like sue and or charge with crimes, because it's the internet. There's IP addresses, there's VPNs, there's deleting things, there's it's a dark hole. And Roblox would care more about XYZ making money than they do of all these cases that we're going to be talking about on this podcast, is all of the news articles that are men who have, or even women, I've seen some women who have been arrested because they went and picked up a child that they met on Roblox and then told to switch to Discord. Just like we talked about earlier, for everybody that's here now, we didn't come up with this idea till later, to put this like on Marcus's YouTube live, since ours has to wait 24 hours to be able to go live. We did talk about a man who found a 10-year-old girl on Roblox. He was 27, and he took her almost 300 miles away from her home and tried to claim he didn't know she was 10 until he got arrested, when he had spent at least 8 hours with her. He claimed he had mental health issues, and that's why he didn't know, like, to stop talking to her. But then he went and then said that he, like, kissed her, and they did things on video chat and Discord and things like that. So it was this whole thing. The whole video will be posted on our podcast channel, but
I have a lot into those other, like, actual suits and other things in our first segment regarding Roblox and, what legal action Roblox has taken or people have taken against Roblox. So if you're more interested in that, you guys can go and watch that whenever it's posted.
Yeah, and a lot of our podcasts will be talking about other developers that people are exposing on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, whatever they use, and it's getting hidden under the rugs, like, massively. And it doesn't even just go from, like, grooming. It goes to, like, terrorism threats, not organized crime, like, hate groups. And it goes, like, super deep, and all these videos get smushed under the rug and have, like, 2 views, and it makes no sense whatsoever. So that's mainly what our podcast is about. This episode is directed more towards the predator that was arrested in April of this year. And then we decided to bring Marcus on as a speaker due to him having a lot of experience as a veteran developer in Roblox. Sorry, Marcus, going back to you.
Yeah, that was pretty much the topic. We was pretty much we're gonna be discussing a lot of I guess you can say Diddy individuals that are on the platform. You know, earlier I brought up the whole egg hatch drama. For anybody that's in the chat, if you haven't tuned into the Roblox egg hunt drama, or it's called the hatch now. If you haven't tuned into that, I highly recommend looking into that. And it just goes to show that, these condo games and these I guess you can say dating games and erotic role-playing games are all making a big scene, on the platform. And I think because of that, it's fueling a lot of these crimes that's taking place. Like, I don't think a lot of people that participate in these games understand the real world consequences of doing such. You know, there's always going to be that one person that did not have a good time. Like they're not going to have any good story to tell you. And, you know, it's unfortunate that, you know, it's a lot of people that fall victim to things like that because, you know, I want to say partly to Roblox moderation, but I also want to say to us as a community, you know, I don't think us as a community talks about these topics. You know, we kind of just blow it up and then you know, it is what it is. We move on to the next, we expose them. But like, I don't think the people that partake in these things receive much backlash from it. You know, I don't think, I think they should be essentially, you know, put on a damn tree and hung, you know, if you were to ask me metaphorically. But like, it's a lot of things that we could change and we could do, but it's unfortunate that it got to this point. And I do want to say a lot of it is part on Roblox, but I want to say a lot of it is on the developer side too, you know. From the whole, we talked earlier about Meep City, you know, that went on for way too long, you know, and look how profitable that was. So, you know, all of these games are becoming profitable, and this is where I blame the developers. Why do you sell these to children for profit?
Mm.
I don't know. It's a lot of things that I think need to be done and changed. But, you know, going back to the Unforgiven thing, pretty much what happened with them, you know, continuing that story. Let's bring out all the characters. It was JB, it was Area, and Simir. A lot of people would sit over here and say, "Oh well, you know, Area is a quote unquote minor because he's 17." And you know, quote unquote minors can't be predators. I would challenge the viewers to Google or YouTube search the recent case. Let me pull it up on my YouTube. 17-year-old arrested on Roblox. Florida teen had kids send sexual content on Roblox. May 1st of 2025. This happened in Florida. Ocala teen convinced kids to send sexual content on a game, deputies say. Now, let me pull up. I'm just going to flash this on the stream. He's a little ugly. I'm just going to pull up his mugshot for you. Christian Scribin. You know? 17-year-old. Let's go ahead and read what he did here real quick. Misrepresented his age. That is a common thing amongst these people. I call them age cosplayers. You know, a lot of these people that partake in these behaviors, you don't know how old they are. You really don't. Because one day they're a minor, the next day they're a grown man. You don't know. But moving on, that's Area. JB. JB is a little bit older. I want to say JB is around 19 or 20. He should have turned 20 by now. JB, I also call him a predator as well because JB literally has a newborn. JB, he told me he could no longer work on East Brickton because he had to take care of his newborn baby. Behind my back, he's making sex animations for Roblox. So, I don't know. JB, that's him. Then you have Simir. Simir's the worst of them all. Because Simir was kind of like the brains of the operation. And Simir kind of like snaked out JB and took all the money and fired him from the project. And then Arya and Samir ran off with all the money that they made from the sex game. But pretty much what happened was with Samir, he's very questionable. I've never had a one-on-one conversation with Samir, but all I can do is tell you things that I've heard and seen him do. Now, I've seen Samir in game having, I guess you can say, LGBT Diddy parties. The word starts with an O, ends with a Y. You do the math. They're on Roblox doing this, mind you. They're doing it, and it's fully animated. It's fully scripted, role played mechanically. You guys are gonna wait until I drop that documentary. It's a lot of things that I really want to get out, but I can't because it's too raw for YouTube. So I might have to put it on like Patreon because it's literally explicit. I'm showing you exactly what went on. It was disgusting. So maybe stay tuned for that. But Samir, not only did he have all those LGBT Diddy parties within the game, but I want to credit him to being a mastermind, and I want to credit him to setting up the entire, I guess you can say, grooming process. Now let's speak on that. Just like any other condo game, you have to get whitelisted. Now, this condo game had Unforgiven. They had a very rigorous whitelist for people of the male gender. You had to have had a Roblox account that's like 6 months old or whatever. There was a follower requirement. You had to have like 800 followers at bare minimum. You had to you couldn't, it was so many things. You had to verify your Roblox and then more. Now, when it came to the female verification, all you had to do was join there and join a voice call and prove that you have a female behind the microphone. That's how easy it was to verify yourself into that Discord. So that's what that's what Samir, he was kind of like the brains behind that. So JB and Arya were my ex-developers. I have no idea who Samir is. He was a third party that came in later. After they got fired, I went off into vacation in Puerto Rico in January, and I couldn't even enjoy it because mid vacation, I'm getting DMs about sexual assault being taken place on Unforgiven. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I see screenshots, I see this, I see that, and next thing you know, we go full-blown investigation mode. So how did we find everything out? I really want to give a big shout out to Desdai because she played a big role in that. Nobody really took it serious when I was like, yo, we need to get in there and we need to figure out what they're doing. Because, I don't know, maybe it was too bizarre to be, it was too bizarre at the time. Like, it was probably like, whoa, like, are you for real? Like, are you in your right mind saying this? No, I was very much in my right mind saying it. So we made a fake account. We got whitelisted. And then she gave me the access to that account, and that's where I found everything they did. I had the time. I'm on vacation. I'm sitting in my room in Puerto Rico. It's 10 p.m. It's dark as hell outside, and the mosquitoes is all around. I'm not trying to get bit. So I'm over here scrolling on my phone, and I'm seeing what they had going on in the Discord. It was gross. Arya, he was responsible for enticing community members to start a Roblox OnlyFans. And the people who he had some kind of like promotion system to where like he had a Discord channel, and it would kind of be similar to like the Facebook and East Brickton Discord channel, right? And except for that, it would just be strictly OnlyFans content. And how it worked was if you like, I guess, got X amount of reactions on your content, you would get in-game cash from a moderator or an admin or whatever. So there were a lot of things that was like going into place to actively like encourage this shit. You know what I mean? It was kind of like, whoa. So let's go. Where was you going with this? So basically, I know, cause it's so much. It's so much, dude. It's so much. So
I know.
Area, he was doing that, and basically, what really like kind of like grinded my gears is they got their clientele from East Brickton. What they would do was they would siphon people from my community. They'd entice them with cool features, admins, prestigious and power positions within a roleplay community, so that these people feel like they have a bigger role than they would in East Brickton, because now it's a little bit more their quote unquote own, right? And that's how these people got into the game, and they even use predatory marketing tactics. Oh, well, this isn't East Brickton, it's better. Things like that. So they would go in my game, they would kind of introduce the people in my game to these banned roleplay situationships that we would ban on site if we were to do. And they would take them off site, preferably most likely through our community Discord, and then from that way they'd bring them over to Unforgiven. And Unforgiven, it was a hood game, and mechanically, I guess you can say people did enjoy it. It did have some features that were never before seen on Roblox. However, it goes against the TOS once again. He had some drug mechanics, weed rolling features, and you had to actually pour the lean up. That was different. But again, it still goes against TOS, and it's like you're kind of promoting this to kids. So fast forward, he what's his face? This whole thing, like, kind of gets figured out. And I've kind of like wanted to wait until I got back to Puerto Rico. But then when I seen like the specific channels that they had for like, man, they had, I don't even want to go back into that place mentally, but it's like, dude, they had channels in there that was like, what you call it? And it was only available to the females. They had channels that was only available to the females, and they were posting, I guess you can say, underage women, or I'm not women, little girls, underage little girls. They're in there posting that. Now, granted, I didn't see anything sexual, in regards to like content and things like that, but what I did see was like young ass faces. I'm seeing these young headshots and things like that, and it's like the fact that you guys earlier we had a conversation about if you were to, when you wait till the podcast gets uploaded and you go check that out, we had a conversation about damn it, what was it called? Des, help me out here. You know where I'm going with this.
Huh?
Oh, you're not even
Sorry,
listening.
I was listening. I had to lock down my Discord chat channel because people were sending like some really like crazy gifs
Some
and
not
memes
okay
and
things.
like
Yes.
so I was sitting here like locking it down so they can't send images.
Yeah. Their privileges have officially been revoked, and that once again goes back to problems.
But I don't want to hone in just on like this one particular game. There is like a way wider range of developers and game creators and communities that are just like totally okay with everything. So like Brookhaven, right? You go on TikTok, you type in Brookhaven, literally almost every other video is I caught people doing the Boombaya in Brookhaven, which I didn't even know what Boombaya was. Now I know what it means. It's like slang for, you know, relationships that are not PG. Okay. So literally, if you go on TikTok, you type in Brookhaven, every other video is like, oh, I caught them doing the Boombaya. And like people can make their own signs and everything, and people will literally make signs and put them on their front doorstep in Brookhaven, and it'll be like a peach emoji and like water droplets. And apparently that's like how you know not to like go in the house. But people can go in the house by using the little sleeping bag and like putting it under the door and sleeping in it, and then they're in the house. And so these people are just running around like finding people doing all this stuff. And these people get caught and they just like put their clothes back on like nothing happened. Hello? How is Brookhaven still up? I'm so confused. And part of it is because they allow like players have no rules in Brookhaven. I don't even think Brookhaven is considered a role play game. I think it is to Roblox, but I think at this point, I think Brookhaven is just like a free for all. I'm not too sure. I haven't been on Brookhaven, but literally all it is like weirdos, complete weirdos. And then there's Club Iris. Oh my gosh, Club Iris. I don't know if yes. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So in Club Iris, my little brother, he used to play, he likes to create things on Roblox and stuff too. And so he would go and he'd be like, yo, Des, like, come look at this place, like, you can dance. And I went with him. Well, then I saw that you can, like, buy a hotel room with Robux. Okay? And you can go up the elevators in Club Iris, and there's these, like, closed out hotel rooms. Why do you need hotel rooms in a club? To me, that just kind of looks like you're asking for something. You're asking for some type of situation to happen. Because, indeed, yes, people were doing things in those hotel rooms. Like, one time, I was there, and I was in-game with my little brother, and my other brother was actually there, too. And there was, like, these, really tall avatars. Like, really tall. They looked like the chibi dolls, but they were super tall. And they were all on the couches, like, dancing and everything. And the next thing you know, like, they all went upstairs. So we followed them because we were like, what are they doing? Yo, they were doing stuff. That is for sure. They were in facto doing stuff. And that just comes down to there's unnecessary things added into popular games that is allowed to stay up that people do behind closed doors. It's kind of like hidden meanings in TV shows. Like, you know how SpongeBob has like adult jokes that like only adults are supposed to catch? It's kind of the same thing in a lot of Roblox games. Like, they have hidden things and hidden areas and hidden commands that only certain people know about, and it doesn't get noticed because there's not enough coverage on it, and or because Roblox just simply doesn't care. And I truly still think, as I said earlier, if they simply would just create a team that sat down and looked at games that are being created, and creators had to submit their game for approval to make sure there's nothing bypassing Roblox TOS in it, it doesn't get approved. That would solve all of their problems.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's, oh my goodness.
So I'm going to address like a few of the comments going on. I see you guys are saying, like, what is she yapping about? I came here to hear Marcus address stuff. This isn't Marcus's podcast.
Yeah, no, I'm a guest on the podcast.
Do you think this is a therapy podcast? This is
Like,
not a therapy
Marcus?
podcast. This podcast is mainly about Roblox and Discord and other games that have an aim at children and having a kiddish theme to it, where predators and pedophiles are covered by the companies themselves, and there's not enough coverage on them. So she's
Like,
yapping about games that have nothing to do with this. No, this is what our podcast is. Marcus is a guest on this podcast.
Listen, I'm gonna say this very bluntly, and if you don't like it, leave. I don't know what else to tell you. This is our podcast. Marcus came as a guest. He came here to give his insight as a Roblox developer who has had experience with certain people doing these actions and having to experience reprimanding those players, and to give us full insight onto the developer side of things and what developers want and how they go about certain things, and how some certain developers have not. And if you have a problem with the fact that you're not getting the juicy piece of drama that you want, newsflash, that's not what this is. This is about addressing real topics, real struggles, real stories, real lawsuits. Like, this isn't some frilly-nilly, oh, I'm here to see what Marcus is going on about the Unforgiven. That's not what this is about. Like, it plays a part, but there's a bigger picture, and if you're not mature enough to acknowledge that bigger picture, then you need to get out of our audience. Thank you.
That's crazy. Let me see. Just addressing a few more things. Hold on. So, who owns a podcast? Myself and Anna own the podcast. This is just our first episode. It's the 1st of July. Every episode is going to be a different case on people that got arrested due to the things they did in Roblox and or Discord. I've also had a couple people on Facebook reach out to me about IMVU. Unsure how, like, if things go on in IMVU. I've never played it. I think I have an account. I played, like, once for 5 minutes and got frustrated that your character can't, like, freely walk around. You have to click certain spots. But that one I may do. So each episode is going to be a little bit different, and it's kind of just going deeper in the web. That's why it's called Ctrl Deep Dive. It's literally just going into the deeper workings of the web. If you're not interested, you don't have to listen. We simply switched over to let Marcus address things that he's been wanting to address. We did our case earlier and kind of went over some hot takes with Roblox and Discord. No way are Anna and I here to bash anybody or to start quote-unquote Roblox drama. This is just simply a fun hobby that we're doing aside with our other podcast channel, which is a true crime channel. We just decided to make them two separate things for different audiences.
And again, I'm mainly here because the topic that I had regarding Unforgiven and my experience as a Roblox developer and seeing these quote-unquote condo games emerge on this platform, and online dating went from being so socially unacceptable to now it is socially acceptable. You know, that's why I'm here. I'm here to give insight on that. Yes, this is real world things. There are articles, news things that we spoke on earlier. You will be able to see. You can click the name that's in the title, and it will take you right to the channel, and you'll be able to see the full live when it's up and edited. And we speak on real things. We just spoke on a 10-year-old that was kidnapped by a 28-year-old on Roblox. You guys think it's haha kiki fun and games because it's just a game. But again, people have real world consequences over just games.
Yeah, it's actually me and Anna's main goal here is to educate parents and to educate minors about how to protect themselves online. Whatever Marcus chooses to talk about, whatever Marcus decides to air out, whatever he decides to say is not within our script or our goal and what we want to do with our podcast. He's simply a guest speaker, and there's freedom of speech. You know what I mean?
Most of our stuff it's not per se scripted. We just kind of do a little bit of research, and majority of the time it goes with me telling Des an actual case or Des telling me an actual case and getting blunt reactions. That's why Marcus's reactions were definitely in that
they were so funny. He said, "What?" He said, "Oh no."
So yeah, this is a serious thing, and we're here to spread awareness. Everybody out there, I'm sure, okay, you have some.
Hold on, Anna, I'm going to stop you. Someone said, friendly podcast tip, turn down your microphone, please. It hurts my ear. She just got a new microphone today. She has not
with it, guys. I'm sorry.
Okay, go back from it a little bit. Go back from it a little bit.
I apologize.
No, I promise you, it's not
It's
your
me.
audio.
It's me. I get
Scoot
really
back a
loud.
little
I'm
bit.
so
Scoot
sorry.
back
I'm
a
so
bit.
sorry, chat. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm working on it.
Push your microphone away from your mouth,
It's
baby.
away. It's away. It's literally. I literally moved it on the other side of my desk. Hold on. Here, I'll move it farther. Is that better? Test.
Oh,
Is
my
that good?
mic? Okay, listen. I am moving.
Oh, so you were hating on me for no reason. Okay. Moving my mic back.
I can't find my microphone, dude. I'm using my headset microphone because I'm moving states in a couple months, and I don't know where my microphone is. I literally can't find it. I can't find it. I'm sorry. I scooted it away from my mouth a little bit, and I will try to talk a little lower.
Any
I
mic
apologize.
recommendations for Des? Put it in the comments. Any mic recommendations?
Yeah, if you guys have any really good microphones you like to use, please let me know because
clearly she could use them. Although she tried to blame me.
I'm sorry. You were kind of hurting my ears too, though. You know what really hurts my ears is when you're talking, when Marcus is talking sometimes, and he gets really heated. He literally busts my eardrums sometimes. He gets so loud and he gets so heated, and then like his mic will get quiet and you can tell he's walking like to the other side of his room, pacing back and forth. Like just mad as hell. And it cracks me up so bad. Oh my gosh. So what's the next topic of podcasting? So I'm thinking maybe we'll do our second one tomorrow. I don't want to do one every day. Maybe like twice a week, 3 times a week, just depending on what I have time for. I do have a full-time job, but I am moving soon, so it'll kind of be in and out. But our second channel, which is a true crime podcast, will be an actual in-person podcast as I am moving to the same state Anna is living in. So it'll be an in-person live streamed through my Twitch and through YouTube podcast where we talk about hot takes, conspiracy theories, true crime, things like that. Not a lot of people are interested in that kind of stuff. Totally okay. Not a big deal. We don't care. We have an audience coming from a different side than EB. Not a big deal.
Different demographic out here.
Yeah. But the next topic, there is a case about a man in Texas who the FBI arrested due to a group he was organizing on Roblox. So I think the next episode will talk more about the hate crime groups in Roblox. Why that dude has not said one word. That person on the very left is our editor. He just wants to be in the picture.
Props
oh my gosh,
to them for
I disconnected.
doing props to our, not only our picture guy, Duke, but our scripter, and Duke also helped completely just elevate our Roblox space on here that we've been using as our background. But shout out to them for being here. Joker's our scripter and our editor, and Duke is our creative team, our little picture guy. Also like halftime manager, so he's dealing with putting some...
Duke doesn't manage nothing. You have to manage Duke.
This is true, but he tries his hardest, and that's what
Who's
matters.
Jamari? I'm confused.
Yeah, no, this isn't the podcast for that. That's another Roblox developer. We're not.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah,
gotcha.
Our next podcast, what we decided, tomorrow?
Yeah, probably tomorrow at the same time.
So we'll probably do it tomorrow, same time. However, I don't think we're going to be doing anything over the weekend. Kind of give everybody their piece. We'll probably be back Tuesday, like Wednesday time period. So
Tuesday. Yeah.
Tuesday. We're going to be doing it back Tuesday.
Our portion of the video will be and edit it, post it on our channel. We'll probably take out majority of the end of this podcast where you guys came in, addressing Unforgiven and everything. We might add a little bit into it, but just because I feel like it's been talked about a lot, and things like that.
YouTube modernization does not like some of the words that were used
Yeah, so we'll let Marcus. We'll let Marcus keep that. He can keep that to himself. Why is this person so obsessed with my age? I mean, everybody here can speak their age. Marcus, how old are you?
Time out. What we're not gonna do is we're not gonna address the trolls or hating people in the comments. I mean, sure they run the engagement up, but yeah, I'm not more so looking to engage with it. You know, a lot of the people in the comments, you know, I would take what they say with a grain of salt. You know.
Yeah, no, I did warn Anna that
Yeah,
like doing this will, yeah.
Yeah, like they literally come on my stuff to troll. So like,
I mean, it gets your engagement up though.
It comes with the territory.
Yeah. But Marcus is not 27. That's crazy.
No, I just turned 25.
Dang, twin, do you know your own birthday, Marcus?
I absolutely do.
Okay, good. I'm glad. But yeah, if you guys don't have any like questions that are related to like things involving Roblox, and then obviously in our Discord there is a segment where if you have like had an experience in your own game or somebody else's game, where like somebody was like extra predatory with like actual proof, then it is something that we'll talk about and bring up in our podcast. I did share some Facebook messages I got from some moms earlier today telling me their stories. I actually have another one I wanted to pull up just to kind of get us back on topic for a little bit. Let me see here. Where did it go? Okay, there it is. So she didn't feel comfortable sharing the messages, which I completely understand. I was totally okay with. That did not hurt my feelings. But she did post in a Facebook page. She said, "Hi, I'm posting this anonymously, but I'm sure y'all are aware of the dangers of Roblox. And if you don't, then please, I beg of you, don't allow your children to play it. And if you don't allow them and they find themselves on it, please keep a careful eye on your kiddos' devices. I almost lost my 12-year-old child because a predator tried to threaten and groom her through Roblox. She was so scared and being blackmailed, she tried to end her life. I didn't think something like this would happen to my family, so please be more aware than I thought I was being. Please learn from my mistakes. I just wanted to say that it was prohibited in my home from all my kids, and she still somehow ended up on Roblox. The proper authorities do have their devices, but it doesn't seem like much can be done as this was over the internet." So this poor mom literally almost lost her daughter because she was being so heavily groomed and blackmailed by this user, that she almost took her life, which is so crazy and happens so often, and there's like zero coverage on it ever.
Honestly, the most coverage I've ever like seen that got really big regarding online and blackmail and you know, certain photos that aren't supposed to be online was the Amanda Todd case. And that was as big as, gosh, I don't remember, but it's like it takes somebody losing their life for us to notice. And I just think that there has got to be some way we can, you know, address things before it gets to that point. And, you know, this is one of the ways that we can do it. You know, that's what we're here to do. I mean, we have an outcry from parents, and then we have parents that just don't care. So we're gonna try our best to cater to every story and do what it needs. But it's just honestly devastating. In our first segment, we go through a weird guy. Like, it's just so gross. Like, going through the interview and really dissecting that case, just disgusting. Like, I'll just give you guys a little snippet. Dude, you know, went and picked up this 10-year-old girl, and he claims that he didn't know this 10-year-old girl was 10 and that he thought she was 18 to 19. He didn't know that this girl was 10 until the police started questioning him about it. Like, that's the kind of people we're dealing with nowadays. Like, that's just absurd, crazy. It's just, it really needs to be talked about. And, you know, if anybody has certain stories or certain things that want to be covered, or they feel like we're important to the podcast, that, you know, there wasn't light shown on it, and definitely let us know. Drop a case name, whatever you need to do to get the word out. You know, we are going to be doing a segment on hate groups next, and that throughout the Roblox community, and how Roblox community can harbor that sometimes. Even Discord, more so Discord at that. So definitely drop any information that you know, because the more information we get our hands on it, the more we can broadcast and get that information in the known for parents and our community. And who wouldn't want a safe community?
So I also have another group of screenshots from messages, actually, and I'm not going to say his Roblox username. I was, but then I realized his account is still up. It says content deleted in the about, but you can still search and find his Roblox, and all of his friends are like, he has 33 friends, and they're all females mainly. So basically, in these screenshots, it was from this mom, and her child was being groomed, and thankfully the child was smart enough and brave enough to be like, oh my gosh, mom, like, look at this. So in the messages, this guy, he says, did you ask them? And he was referring to, in previous messages, where he told the child to ask the parents, like, what their address is. I don't know, like, what kind of idiot you have to be to ask someone to ask their parents where they live. But he kept saying in the messages, where do you live? And Roblox won't let you say live, so he had to, obviously, like, spell it out. And the kid said, I don't know. He said, just walk outside for your address or ask your parents. If they are confused while you're asking, where do you live, just say nothing. The kid said, okay. And he said in all caps, now. Go ask them now. And then he said, did you ask them? And the kid said, yeah. He said, so where do you live? And then a few minutes later, hello. And then a kissy face emoji. And then the kid said, Anderson. And the guy said, okay, but like what number of the house? You can just walk outside for this one. Do you want to know where I live? And he put his address. I don't know. Let me search it up, because I don't know if it's an actual address, and I don't want to leak it if it is, because I am not a fan of doxing people. So, okay, it is an actual address. And shockingly enough, the only thing I'm going to say is it's in Ohio. Big shocker. But this guy is sitting here telling a kid to ask his parents where they live, and if the parents ask why, to say nothing. One, that's like the dumbest thing that you can do. You'd think you would like be a little bit smarter than tell a child to ask their parents where they live to tell somebody online the answer. And then obviously the parents like took a screenshot of this and shared it. The account is not fully deleted. The account's still there on Roblox, but the picture, like avatar picture, is not there, and neither is anything in the bio. So I don't know if that means like it's still active. I'm not too sure. I haven't quite figured out how
I would say we just
how that works.
monitor it the next couple of days, honestly.
Yeah, it looks like the account's been up since 2022. And a lot of their favorite games are stuff, City Life Tycoon, a lot of tycoon games. Trying to see if there's any games in here that I'm like, oh. Yeah, a lot of these are really interesting games that don't even seem like something people would, do all of that at. But yeah, there's just like so many crazy screenshots I got today that I can't even like completely bring it all into. Somebody on, what was it? I have the screenshot. I sent it to Marcus earlier. Where did it go? Okay, I literally cannot find it, but it was something like it was a TikTok video of like a really low follower count Roblox account. Like it had like 10 followers maybe. But it said something like add me and in my DMs we can age play. Super weird. What?
Okay, I'm back. What did I miss?
I'm not repeating myself. I read some messages, some screenshots for some Roblox messages. One of them was this guy whose account is still up in Roblox. He was telling a kid to go ask their parents where they live. And the kid was like, okay. And he was like, if your parents ask why, just don't say anything. But like, where do you live? And the kid was like, Anderson. Like, that's all he said. And he was like, no, but like, what numbers? Like, I'll give you my address. And he gave the kid an address. I looked it up. It's an actual address, but I'm not going to leak it. I don't believe in doxing people. Um, so we were talking about that. And then I moved to how I saw a TikTok video of this like Roblox creator. But I mean, he's not really a creator because he's only got like 10 followers. But one of his videos was like, DM me here to age play in Roblox. What the heck? What are you talking about? Age play in Roblox?
What does that even?
It goes.
Let me explain.
I'm sorry. I'm so
back
upset
to
right now. I'm
what we
so
talked about
upset.
earlier.
Like,
It has people cosplaying as a different age.
Yeah, so
we're
age
talking
play
about. I've
and
just never used. No. I understand. I've just
Oh,
never
okay, I
heard
thought
that
you meant
freaking.
like what is it?
No, I've never like heard that term be used for that. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
back
it
to
was a
again.
really weird way to word it.
I was taken aback. I apologize.
So even though you're like a little editor or whatever, um where's he at? I thought I had him up here. I was gonna let Joker put in his 2 piece on this, but I don't know if he wants to or not. You
I
want
don't
to?
know if it's wise to put Joker on the stage, everybody.
No, he's good on this stage. I just want to know if he has any input into it.
Yeah, if anybody else is in this
Joker?
audience, if you
Hello?
have input, we'll bring it right on the stage. Otherwise, I'm probably gonna wrap this up on my end.
Yeah, that's fine.
One thing I did want to say for the people that's watching, this is again CTRL plus Deep Dive. This is not my podcast. Maybe I'll have my own podcast. I don't know. We'll see if you guys give a damn about what I got to talk about. You know, but I will be doing more live streams. I'll be doing Roblox dev streams. We'll still be doing the IRL streams on Twitch. Make sure you go follow my boy Role Player Q on Twitch. We got IRL content coming out too, and if you tapped into East Brickton, make sure you get ready because this month we're dropping East Brickton Deathmatch. So EBDM is dropping this month. Tune into that. All the things that y'all enjoyed about in the old, I guess you could say 2019, 2020 era, where everyone had the montages and you was able to spin your ops and with no stress updates and no AJLs, no admins. It's strictly RK. In fact, we're going to be rewarding people for RKing. You're going to unlock more cars and more accessories the more you RK and things like that. So, definitely keep a lookout for that because that is dropping very soon. But yeah, man, other than that, we're gonna wrap this up. We're
Yeah,
gonna
we
talk.
appreciate. Sorry.
Nah,
Go ahead.
real quick. We're gonna talk more about the Unforgiven. Uh, probably at another date, or maybe on the part 2 of the podcast. Because this today we talked about Roblox groomers and predators using their influence as developers to not only profit off of children, but to provide an environment for other predators to, I guess you can say, benefit them off of them as well. That was the topic today, but the next topic they're gonna bring me up on regarding hate groups, and again, I got a lot of experience with hate groups on Roblox. I definitely want to touch on that, and will bring Unforgiven back up part 2, because not only were they groomers and pedophiles, but they were also, you know, certified haters, to say the least. You know, this is a hate group. It extended beyond just like me. At this point now, they began to hate, harass, dox, terrorize, and bother anyone that's associated with me. So, you know, we're gonna definitely touch on that, but I'm gonna let Des finish it up, and then we're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, so sorry you guys kind of got added in at the last minute, where it was a little bit confusing and it seemed like it was like mainly like EB kind of related, or branched off of the things that were happening within EB. We don't want to cause any Roblox drama on our podcast or anything like that. So we appreciate you guys listening, at least kind of hanging out, even if you were just trolling. Thanks for hanging out. We'll probably do a podcast tomorrow, like he just said, on the hate crimes and everything, and the hate groups within Roblox. So, you know, if you're interested, feel free to listen. If you're not interested, you know, doesn't really bother us. We have a different demographic that'll be on our channel soon. So either way, it's totally okay. But, you know, if you guys have anything that you've been through, at any point in your time, go ahead and, you know, shoot us a DM with some proof, and we can probably bring it up and talk about it. Keep it anonymous if you want us to. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks, Marcus, for wanting to be on this for the first episode and voicing your opinion.
Oh, before I wrap up the podcast, of course. You're welcome. I'm sorry. I got excited. I just got a text message. Before
You're
we
good.
wrap up the podcast, all of you guys need to go check that link. I'm gonna put it in the I'm gonna put the Spotify link in the Discord announcements. I'm gonna need you guys to check that link. We're live on Spotify. So many people been telling us, get live on Spotify, get live on Apple Music. It just happened like today, if not yesterday. So make sure you tune into that. I'm about to drop the link in the live chat, and then I'm gonna drop the link in the announcements as well.
As everybody else said, thank you to Marcus. Shout out for giving us an inside point of view for the devs perspective. We cannot wait to have you back on our next segment. Thank you to all those who came and watched, even if you were just here to troll or mess around and see what Marcus has to say. We really appreciate you coming out. And special shout out to our first viewer who was there immediately as we opened it up, Nini. Lots of love, girl. But thank you all for coming in and watching and giving us a little bit of a platform.
All right, y'all. We gonna see y'all again. Y'all take care.